Dark psychology. It's not a scene from a movie or a chapter in a sci-fi novel. It's a very real part of our daily lives. It happens in the office, in our closest relationships, and all over the internet. These are subtle, often invisible tactics used to control what we see, how we feel, and what we do. Today, we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to pull back the curtain on 7 real psychological manipulation tactics that are used every single day. But let me be absolutely clear. This video isn't a manual on how to use these tactics. It's a guide on how to spot them, understand them, and make sure you never, ever fall victim to them again. This is about empowerment, about reclaiming your mental space, and building a shield of awareness. Because once you see the strings, no one can play you like a puppet again. Let's get started. First on our list is a term you've probably heard a lot lately, gaslighting. But what is it really? At its core, gaslighting is an insidious attempt to rewrite your reality. It's a slow, creeping poison. A manipulator won't shout you down. They'll subtly chip away at your confidence. They might say things like, "You're being too sensitive," or "That never happened, you're remembering it wrong." They'll question your memories, dismiss your feelings as invalid, and flat out deny facts you know to be true. Over time, the constant questioning makes you start to question yourself. You begin to think, maybe I am overreacting, or maybe my memory is failing me. You stop trusting your own judgment, your own perceptions, your own sanity. And that's exactly the goal. When you don't trust yourself, you become dependent on the manipulator for your version of reality. The antidote to gaslighting is simple but powerful: awareness. When you feel that sense of confusion, that gut feeling that something is off, listen to it. Start documenting things if you have to. Talk to a trusted friend. Hold on to your reality. The moment you recognize gaslighting for what it is, its power begins to dissolve. Your perception is valid. Your feelings are real. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Next, let's talk about projection. This one is fascinating because it's like a secret window into a manipulator's mind. In psychology, projection is a defense mechanism where someone unconsciously takes their own undesirable feelings, fears, or flaws and attributes them to someone else. In other words, they accuse you of being or doing the very thing they are guilty of themselves. Has a partner ever accused you of being unfaithful, only for you to later discover they were the one cheating? Has a colleague who constantly cuts corners accused you of being lazy? That's projection in action. It's a way for them to avoid confronting their own shortcomings. They offload their guilt, their insecurities, their negative traits onto you, so they don't have to deal with them. So, the next time someone throws a wild accusation at you that seems to come out of nowhere, take a moment. Listen carefully, because very often, their accusations are actually confessions in disguise. They are revealing more about themselves than they are about you. It's a powerful shift in perspective that can help you see the truth behind the blame. Tactic number 3 is isolation. This is one of the oldest and most effective tools in the manipulator's handbook. Think about it. A predator always tries to separate its prey from the herd. Why? Because an isolated target is a weaker target. A manipulator does the same thing. They will subtly, or sometimes not so subtly, try to cut you off from your support system. They might criticize your friends, saying they're a bad influence. They'll create drama with your family to make visits uncomfortable. They might even try to control your access to information or alternative viewpoints, ensuring they are your one and only source of truth. Their goal is to create a closed loop, an echo chamber where their voice is the only one you hear. When you're isolated, you lose perspective. You lose the sounding board of friends and family who can say, "Hey, that doesn't sound right." You become more dependent on the manipulator for social interaction, for validation, for your sense of reality. Remember, connection protects clarity. Nurture your relationships. Stay connected to people who support you and offer different perspectives. A strong social network is a powerful defense against this kind of control. Now for a term that might surprise you in this context: Stockholm Syndrome. We usually associate this with dramatic hostage situations, but its core psychological principles can appear in manipulative relationships in a much more subtle form. Stockholm Syndrome describes the psychological bond that can form between a captive and their captor. It happens when fear is mixed with small acts of relief or kindness. Imagine being in a relationship where someone is emotionally cruel, critical, and controlling. Then, after a period of intense negativity, they offer a moment of kindness, an apology, a gift. That relief can be so powerful that it creates a bizarre sense of attachment. The victim starts to cling to those moments of kindness, rationalizing or defending the abuser's behavior. It's not love, it's a survival mechanism. The brain latches onto the positive to cope with the negative. This cycle of cruelty followed by relief is a powerful psychological hook. It creates a trauma bond that can be incredibly difficult to break. Recognizing this pattern is the first step. True kindness isn't a reward for enduring cruelty. It should be the baseline of any healthy relationship. Next up is the halo effect. This is a cognitive bias that can make us incredibly vulnerable to manipulation. The halo effect is our brain's tendency to let one positive trait about a person color our entire judgment of them. For example, if someone is physically attractive, we might subconsciously assume they are also intelligent, kind, and trustworthy. If someone is confident and successful, our mind quickly fills in the blanks, assuming they must have great character too. Manipulators are masters of leveraging the halo effect. They present a polished, charming, successful exterior. They know that this halo will blind us to the red flags underneath. We get so caught up in their charm, their charisma, or their apparent success that we ignore our gut feelings. We make excuses for their questionable behavior because, well, they just seem so great. The key here is to learn to separate the package from the contents. Never confuse charm with character. Look beyond the shiny surface. Judge people based on their consistent actions and their treatment of others, not on a single impressive trait. A true, solid character doesn't need a halo to shine. Number 6 is emotional manipulation. This is a broad category, but it's one of the most common tactics you'll encounter. It includes things like guilt tripping, playing the victim, and applying constant emotional pressure. The goal is always the same: to control your behavior without appearing overtly controlling. A guilt tripper might say, "If you really cared about me, you would do this," putting the onus of their happiness on you. Someone playing the victim will twist situations to make themselves seem like the injured party, making you feel sorry for them and more likely to give in. Emotional pressure can be a constant barrage of intense emotions: anger, sadness, anxiety, that keeps you on edge and desperate to appease them just to find some peace. If you find yourself constantly feeling responsible for another person's emotional state, if their happiness seems to depend entirely on your actions, hit the pause button. That is a massive red flag. Healthy relationships are about interdependence, not one-sided emotional responsibility. You are responsible for your own emotions, and they are responsible for theirs. Don't let anyone make you their emotional caretaker. Finally, we have love bombing. This one feels so good at first, which is exactly why it's so dangerous. Love bombing is an overwhelming and excessive display of affection and attention right at the beginning of a relationship. It's not just being romantic, it's an intense, all-consuming flood. Constant texts, lavish gifts, declarations of undying love after just a few weeks, telling you you're their soulmate before they even really know you. It feels like a fairy tale, but it's a strategy. The purpose of love bombing is to make you feel adored, special, and completely swept off your feet. This intense high creates a strong sense of dependency and attachment very quickly. Before you've had a chance to establish healthy boundaries or even get to know the person properly, you're already hooked on the feeling they give you. Then, once they feel they have you, the affection might be withdrawn and used as a tool for control. Remember, healthy bonds, true connection, and genuine love grow over time. They are built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding, not on an initial explosion of overwhelming affection. If it feels like too much, too soon, it probably is. Slow down and let actions, not just intense words, reveal a person's true character. Now, we've gone through some heavy topics today: gaslighting, isolation, love bombing. These tactics are not just psychological tricks. They are tools of emotional and mental abuse. They destroy trust, they erode a person's sense of self, and they can have devastating effects on mental health. Understanding them, as we've done today, is not about learning new ways to manipulate people. It's about building your defenses. It's about protection, not exploitation. True power doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from understanding yourself and maintaining your autonomy. Always remember that any power gained through manipulation and without ethics is built on a foundation of sand. It will always, eventually, collapse. If you or someone you know is struggling with the effects of these tactics, please seek support from a mental health professional or a trusted helpline. You are not alone. Dark psychology thrives in the shadows, but it loses all its power when it's dragged into the light. My hope is that this video has served as a bright light for you, helping you see things more clearly and recognize patterns you might not have noticed before. If this information was helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content designed to help you stay mentally strong and unbreakable. Thank you so much for watching, and stay aware.